let's you and I have a little chat about narcissism and grandiosity. When you see narcissism talked about in these online spaces, a lot of what you see talked about is grandiosity, grandiose behaviors. In fact, you'll see that according to the DSM-5, which is not the ideal diagnostic criteria, grandiosity is one of the clinical traits of narcissistic personality disorder. But here's what you really need to understand about this grandiosity. In some narcissists, this will manifest as overt, grandiose behavior. So you might see someone like Donald Trump overtly taking up all the space in the room, sucking all the air out of the room, and making themselves the center of attention and telling everyone how great they are. That would be overt grandiosity. But that's not how grandiosity manifests in the majority of other narcissists, especially covert and malignant narcissists, like my mother. For them, the grandiosity is far more subtle, and it has more to do with the way they think than the way they behave, necessarily. What do I mean? Well, let's use my mother as an example. She was both a malignant and a covert narcissist, which meant that she got most of her attention and caused most of her destruction and disruption through victimhood. She would get pity for the state of her life, for her illnesses, for her trauma, and she would weaponize that against others to manipulate their behaviors and to control their emotions and the way they felt and acted towards other people. And looking at my mother, you wouldn't necessarily think that she had this grandiose trait. After all, she would dress really shabby. She would allow her houses to crumble into abandon. She didn't take care of herself or anything around her. She wouldn't put herself in the center of a room by telling everyone that she was the best. She would do it by playing the oppression Olympics, the pain Olympic. See, for my mother, her grandiosity took place in the thought process of, I've had it worse than anyone else, so everyone else should do what I say without question. Her grandiosity happened in, I'm in pain, everyone else needs to handle my pain for me because they deserve it. She even had these grandiose thoughts on the minuscule interaction level, for instance, with servers, with strangers. She would immediately put herself at the top of an imaginary hierarchy and then start behaving differently with that person. Not grandiose, but as though she was definitely above them. She would make more demands on their time or put more emotional dumping onto them and force them to do more soothing for her. That's where grandiose delusions really start with a narcissist. It's the idea that whatever they have or don't have is somehow above everyone else around them. They have it worse. They have it better. That's the grandiosity. They don't see themselves as a part of a collective, different but equal. For the narcissist, whether they are power hungry or a victim, it is all about being better. They are better. They are bigger. They deserve more, are entitled to more space than everyone around them. That's the grandiosity. Want to learn more about real narcissism? Hit that follow button.